As pre-service teachers, we must create a personal philosophy to guide our perspectives and actions through our professional learning. To initiate our philosophy, we must ask ourselves, why do we become teachers and what do we want to achieve? I wanted to find something with purpose, but what am I passionate about? The most rewarding work from my experience are roles where I can help people develop physically or socially and assist them in reaching their goals. These views align well with the transformative approach to learning and the views of philosopher Paulo Freire. Freire was one of the most influential minds for education of the 20th century. He contributed to transformative learning and practiced freedom in education, where students deal critically and creatively with reality and discover how to participate in the transformation of their world. Freire's work opposes the patriarchal view of social reproduction. He explains dialogue involves respect. It should not involve one person acting on another, but rather people working with each other. This reflects the pedagogical approach of student-centered learning, highlighting the freedom of an education that allows students to create relevant, meaningful content and develop their independent knowledge. Nell Noddings is another philosopher and contributor to the transformative growth of education. Nell Noddings' work in the 20th century reflects that students are hindered in their growth, and they receive school for the head but little for the heart and soul. She also documented the importance of having caring, supportive environments both in the classroom and at home. These philosophers and their ideologies influence the modern framework of the professional standards for teachers and the Code of Ethics. The APST tasks teachers with creating safe and supportive environments, as educators we must realise the importance of initiating relationships with students' families. Additionally, the Code of Ethics highlights our responsibility to display care and respect, reflective of Freire and Noddings' work. I was fortunate growing up. I had family, friends, and teachers that supported me and invested themselves in my education. Travelling to different countries opened my eyes to the opportunities and privileges I have at home, as well as the harsh reality of deficit mindsets and virtual backpacks associated with low socioeconomic areas. It inferred for me the importance of developing supportive environments in our schools so we can care for a heterogeneous population. To continue to develop my personal philosophy, it is important to look at the work of those before me. The qualities I want to show in my classroom reflect Paulo Freire's ideology of praxis, or informed action, and relates closely to the concept of quality teaching. Quality teaching facilitates learning and builds on the prior experiences and knowledge of diverse backgrounds. It also discusses the impact that deficit thinking, stereotypes, and mythical norms have on students' experiences and outcomes, as well as what we can do to challenge these views and make the strange familiar and the familiar strange. We can support this motion through post-structuralism, which gives us a framework to reflect on our thoughts and identify our biases. The principles of post-structural analysis highlight the abnormal creation and change of meanings, as well as how teachers and schools are powerful agents of socialization and often covertly circulate these meanings. As teachers, we can either reproduce or transform the social, economic, political perspectives of our heterogeneous population. Paulo Freire developed and documented his pedagogy for the oppressed. This was a highly influential body of work on dialogue in classrooms and the treatment of students as individual subjects, as opposed to objects of banking education, where teachers deposit and withdraw information at will. Freire realized there was more to education than this. When assessing our classroom dynamic, we must look at beyond defining equality as equal distribution. Educators now aim for social justice. This is both a goal and a process. Social justice tasks teachers with providing the same access, opportunity, and quality of experience to all students. We must make sure everyone has a voice, and appropriate role models represent all backgrounds equitably. What else can we do to achieve social justice in our classrooms, though? Nell Noddings defines education as a constellation of encounters that promote growth through the acquisition of knowledge, skills, understanding, and appreciation. Poor pedagogies and low expectations for non-traditional backgrounds are reflective of essentialist thinking and social reproductive education. The framework of high expectation relationships, on the other hand, rhetorics this and encourages a supportive yet challenging environment where we must have the compassion to be fair and the courage to be firm. We must contest negative mindsets of our own, as well as others. This can mean challenging deficit discourse in formal or informal situations, or working together with parents to achieve an equitable outcome, or implementing transformative texts in our classrooms. However, we must remember, high expectations can be detrimental to students if not supported by quality teaching. These qualities and strategies I've mentioned will assist me in my professional learning. I'm realizing that meaningful, transformative content,
paired with effective strategies and passionate, effective teaching, are the foundations of my ideal classroom. Good teaching does not happen by accident. Quality teaching is comprehensive and intentional. Additionally, when enough classrooms have the same ideologies, true equity in education can be achieved.